The truth is, God cannot do anything until otherwise you do it to yourself. God is just a... When we are awake, we feel the world is real. And when we are in a dream, we feel what our subconscious mind projects, that is real. Kalaratri, they say, she has a third eye, and her third eye contains the entire universe. What is the fundamental enemy of mankind's success and progress? What are you trying to finally aspire is 51% intelligence, 49%. That is what Jagannatha is all about. What is a human life? If you observe this entire world, this human life is we have been explaining from the day one how Shailaputri, how Brahmacharini and the other forms of goddesses, slowly, they are not various different sections. It is the same Durga that evolutes. It is the same Sadhak. Vishwarupa Jagarini, Swapanti Tejasatmika, and so on. We need to understand when the Jiva or when we are awake, we feel the world is real. And when we are in a dream, we feel what our subconscious mind projects, that is real. And in a deep Sushupti, we feel the Prajna, that is no intelligence, we don't know anything. But we know everything. That we don't know, so we don't know anything. And in the Turiya, she is Sarvavastha Vivarjita. See, the Jiva, it is the Jiva. It is not Navadurga, Navratri is not about the Devi aaj aisa aayi thi, kal aisa aayi thi, and parso aisa aayegi. If you see, the Devi will come today like this form, tomorrow like this form. If anything that changes its nature on a daily basis, then it is not something that is worth praying. Anything that stays eternally put alone is worth praying. See, in Dasamaha Vidya, when we do the sadhana also, so and so happened, so and so Rakshasa happened, and so time Jagannatha got so much angry, and due to that she converted into this form. And after that, some other time, some other story. But if you see in this Navratri also, Jagannatha comes in various forms. So is it Jagannatha that is changing forms? No. It is the Jiva that is evoluting into various. Because in a cycle of life and death and in a cycle of life, we are evoluting. When I was born, I didn't know except how to have my food. I instinctively could crawl to the mother's breast and have milk. Apart from that, everything was new to me. So maybe on the fourth day, on the fifth day, I told you about the Jnana, the Vishaya Jnana and the Samanya Jnana. We are all animals. They don't need to perfect anymore. They're already perfect in their own way. A buffalo never tries to learn anything more. In the same fashion. But human beings have this aspiration, and that is where we start using this. After Kushmanda, then we start using these other forces. And yesterday also, the Skandamata, and after that, this divine form that we have played, Katyayani. And then we now are progressing into this beautiful, actually very beautiful form of Kalaratri. Today, Kalaratri is even more ferocious, actually speaking, because the Bhandasura will not just be alone. The Bhandasura is not at all alone. The Bhandasura has to be creating brothers, children, and the Sainya. Bhanda Sainya Vadodyukta Shakti Vikrama Harshita. Today she will evolve into this fundamental form where this Bhanda Sainya has to go, because one big event or one big identity. Remember, again I started the conversation as she is the same Devi. But when she is in awakening state, she is Vishwarupa. But when she is in the Swapanti state or dreaming state, she is Tejasatmika. And when she is in the Supta state or Sishupti state, she is Prajnatmika. So what we want, there is no big clarity in what we really want. So today the Katyayani Devi evolutes into this fundamentally very beautiful form of Kalaratri. Ratri again symbolizes, as I said, Ratri symbolizes your evolution, sleep, and Ratri symbolizes your tamas. So today she is Supta Prajnatmika. So Skandamata was Viswarupa Jagarini, but then Katyayani was Swapanti Tejasatmika. But today she is Prajnatmika. She is that blind force. That force, why I call it blind force, though Kalaratri they say she has a third eye. All Devis, they don't have third eye. Only this Devi has. And her third eye contains the entire universe. The truth is, God cannot do anything until otherwise you do it to yourself. God is like nimitta. That is the reason why yesterday also, if you understood in the Sanatana Dharma, I said Jnana, Vishesha Jnana and Samanya Jnana. Enlightenment is Samanya Jnana, Vishesha Jnana is, survival instincts. A special Jnana is. In the same fashion, the Sanatana Dharma says, God is nimitta and he is the skill cause. So for a potter to make a pot, the mud is the material cause and the skill of the potter is the actual skill cause, real cause. If the potter is not there, mud is there, mud was there and mud will be there. But the mud will never convert into pot without the skill cause. So if the potter is not there, the very idea of pot also is not there. Because the presence of potter only, pot has come. The mud is the supportive and the upadana, and the potter is nimitta. Nimitta means not much important. But in reality, if the potter is not there, then unfortunately the concept of pot is not there. Somebody visualized to fetch water. If I do like this, then it would be better. And then they made it, and then people improved it, and then skills developed, and then so if without the existence of a potter skills, the pot is not there. So mud is not at all important actually. In the same fashion, God is like that mud and you are the potter. If it is the same God that is beneficial for people, it is the same God that is harmful for the people. Technically harmful, I will even dare to say that. Why? Because remember, it is the same blade. Some people use it for cutting people's throat, and some slit the throat, and some people use it to shave. There is no seeming existence. If I say anything, some people may like it, some people will interpret it in their own way, and some people may not like it. Anything, any existence is a subject matter of relativity only. But what is that existence which is not fought or not obstructed or not contraindicated or disliked by anybody? And if I say what is my thought, you may like it, you may misinterpret it, you may hate it. But if there is a thought, it's a seeming existence. The moment you see me, you know every human being has a thought. So you know that there is a thought within me, but you have neither like towards it, dislike towards it, and misinterpretation toward it, because you know that there is a thought. In the same fashion, Lord Shiva is seeming existence-less existence. This shunya, parashunya, parapararahasya, nirvikalpa, nirguna, ekonkara, no, nothing, na guna hai, na rupa hai, na rang hai, lekin hai. Durga, where there is absolute silence, there is Durga. Where there is absolute silence, there is Durga. Sound. Durga is sound. That sound, that is the reason in Bible also they said, I told you, the word was with God. When it was with God, it was God. But when it came down, it became the light of man. That is what the Bible says. Even now we say that the jnana, bhava, the Shiva, the Shakti was there. When it was with Lord Shiva, it was Parvati, Mangala Gauri, Mahagauri. She was the bestest. But when she came down, she became the mind, Prakruti, Jagannatha, Kundalini. The names are. So she became the mind. So the mind that you have is called as the Durga. The Kundalini that you have is called the Durga. If you cannot feel the Kundalini, you can definitely feel your own mind. Am I clear with you? So when there was silence, silence is Lord Shiva, nothing. When there was nothing, there is sound coexisting with it. And this sound is the intelligence. But what really happened? This sound had a crust and a trough, or a compression and a rarefaction, however, but sounds generally have compression and rarefaction. They only have crust and a trough because sound is a wave but anyway, now the point is there is a high pitch, there is a low pitch, and there is a medium pitch. But then there is a mean to the sound. That mean is associated with where the silence and the mean is associated with the silence on the background and a steady intelligence. That mean is originally called as Narayana. Na is the ascending current, Ra is the descending current. So Narayana means one which has a stable, steady presence. That is the reason why Durga's brother is Narayana. But in a state of absolute stable, Durga is mind, but this mind has high pitch, low pitch, like moon waxing. Am I clear with you? But then in a stable, peaceful mind, it is called Narayana. And when you have a stable, peaceful mind, you somehow have radiance to you. So that is the radiance, Lakshmi. But when you have this stable, peaceful mind, you have that radiance with you. And when you have that radiance, you automatically have I want to create. Because when you are peaceful only, you want to do something. Then when you want to do something, you already know how to do that. So you have the Saraswati with you, Brahma. But how come the Manmada comes? When I am peaceful, I have the radiance, Lakshmi, and I have an intention, Brahma, coming out of my own navel, from my own median, and this fellow has the knowledge how to do Saraswati. But then this same Narayana, this same peaceful mind, now want little more I want to do. I'm peaceful, I'm excited, I'm happy, I'm shant, then I want to paint. Okay, Brahma. And then I know how to paint. At that time, because I want to paint, I'm a painter, I'm an urge to paint, then I don't complain. I don't have that color. I don't, a painter does not go to the canvas and keep cribbing or complaining about what colors he doesn't have. He just makes the job with what he has. Because he knows if I go there, and you go into the kitchen and if you, the food is going to be bad. But if you do or cook with a pleasant mind, it's going to be definitely peaceful and good and tasty. In the same fashion. Now this fellow, but what happens is, I feel the Brahma creating food. I'm peaceful. I have the radiance. And now I want to create. So Brahma happened. I know how to create. I take the brush. I make it. I do it. Everything already. Now I feel it. Now I want to do it more. Kama. Now more is the Kama arises in the peaceful mind. More is not the Kama that arises in an agitated mind. When you are agitated, you are already in a state of more. When you are depressed, you are already in a state of more. But when you are in a state of peacefulness, then only you want a state of more. More is the Kama. Rati is different. Yesterday I told you Vatipriya, Rati Rupa, but this Kama is Kama. What is fundamentally Kama? More is the Kama which results into Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mada, Matsara. That is the reason why when the greatest of the great, Mahaguru, Jagat Guru, Adi Shankara Bhagavad Pada, when he was trying to ascend the Sarvottama or Jagat Guru Petam, he was asked this last question. What is the fundamental enemy of mankind's success and progress? Then he said, Kama. So you are all, what are you trying to finally aspire is 51% intelligence and 49%. That is what Jagannatha is all about. You all are that ulta. What is Tripur Sundari? Tripur Sundari is 51% action, intelligence. Are you understand that? I said, na, Shiva is Nirguna, Shiva is Nirguna, Shiva is Nirguna, he has no intelligence, he has no power. But Durga has all power, Durga has intelligence. So, Tripur Sundari is 51% intelligence and 49% Shiva. Sri Shiva, Shiva Sakti, Ekya Rupine, Lalitambika. Sri has the power of all the Shiva with 51% intelligence. So, she became the empress of the world. So, better will help you evolve. But this better, when not balanced properly, will become kama, which creates moha. Everybody has more. That is the reason why. When you are happy with what you have and then you want more, then you are growing along with what you have. But when you have something and apart from that you want something more and you don't have value for what you have, then the kama is distorted, which is leading into moha, mada, matsara. So, who is the Kamada, Kameshwara? Who is the Kameshwara? Kameshwara, Kameshwarastra. The Jagannatha using the Kameshwara. So, who is the Kamarupini, Kamada? Jagannatha's name, Kamada, Kamarupini and all this. Jagannatha herself. Bichara Manmada ko we say Kama. Because Bichara Manmada, the Vishnu's son, here why he is Vishnu's son? Because in a pleasant state of mind only can say more. Depressed state of mind, Durga, agitated Durga, Bagalamukhi will not say more. Dhumavati will not say more. Mangal Gauri will not say more because she has enough. Here, this Kama, if aligned, this more within us, if it is aligned, it becomes evolutionary factor. If this more is towards the negative, then we create the Bhandasura and this. So the Srushti, they try to say, Jagannatha, Lord Shiva, was disturbed by Durgeshwari. When Durgeshwari came to him, punctuated him, he became Maheshwara or he became Rudra from the Sadasiva state. Now, he himself has created out of his own creation a state. That is the reason why world was evoluting, because now this, if you understand that God had never existed, it was in a state of existence, less existence, and it was God. But that God was never God in the state of existence. What is a human life? If you observe this entire world, this human life is trying to gain perfection in existence. It was trying to exist as a protozoa. It realized it was not perfect. Protozoa, porifera, coelenterata, so and so, arthropoda, mollusca, all this. It was not happy because it was not potential. Then it tried to, in mammals, it was finally it came into the process. And even then it was not happy. Then finally it created, it evoluted into human being. Then it was seemingly decided, okay, this is a better possibility where I can try to express. And from there on, if you observe, primitive man continued to grow from Homo sapien, whatever, to Homo sapiens, sapien and all that. Now, if you see the evolution is happening, and all this evolution, if you observe, it is trying to gain perfection in existence. Because Kalaratri is an evolution of Supta Prajnatmika to Turiya Sarvavastha Vivarjita. She removes everything. Fundamentally, this is a continuous, constant disciplining force.